Elder abuse is generally divided into the following categories. Physical abuse, which is physical force that results in bodily injury, pain, or impairment. It includes assault, battery, and inappropriate restraint. 2. Sex abuse, which is non-consensual sexual contact of any kind with an older person. Domestic violence, which is an escalating pattern of violence by an intimate partner where the violence is used to exercise power and control. Psychological abuse. This involves the willful infliction of mental or emotional anguish by threat, humiliation, or other verbal or non-verbal conduct. Financial abuse. This is the illegal and improper use of an older person's funds, property, or resources. We have registered some cases related to this nature of abuse in areas where the social assistance grants for empowerment, SAGE, have been done. Neglect and isolation. This concerns the failure of a caregiver to fulfill his or her care-giving responsibilities. The last category of abuse is self-neglect. This is the failure to provide for one's own essential needs. The population of Uganda is growing rapidly, now estimated at 45.2 million, with that of older persons projected at 4 million by the UBO's 2020 statistical abstract. The United Nations gives them the standard, the expectations from the government, the people of the various countries, how they should conduct themselves towards the older persons. As you realize, as you age, you weaken. And as you weaken, you become defenseless. And the people tend to think you are a weak target. So government must come in to protect you and must sensitize the population to the effect that yes, the older persons are weakening, but what you have as a country has been through the service they have given to this country. And as a nation, we must give back to them.
On SAGE, yes, SAGE, we recognize we have an issue where we have an outstanding arrears for old people arising out of several problems, one of which is migration from one bank to another. Earlier, we were using Post Bank, and those who started benefiting from SAGE opened account in Post Bank without national ID. But when Centenary Bank came on board as a service provider, we were mandated to migrate the names from Post Bank to Centenary Bank. However, the current condition of Bank of Uganda to all banks are that for you to open an account, you need a national ID. So most of these people who didn't have a national ID and had opened with Post Bank were now required to go and process their a national ID before they could be validated. And so that exercise has taken quite a long time. Many people have missed their pay for over 8 months, and those arrears cumulatively is about 36.6 billion. We have written to Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance requested that we must validate and ask the Auditor General to audit to confirm the list. The Auditor General has finalized, audited and validated the list.
You realize, first of all, I'm also an older person. I've been an older person for 13 years, and I act on behalf of the older persons. And when it comes to how much the older persons should get. As of now, they are getting 25,000 shillings. But we are, with the government, trying to increase that amount to about 40,000. But the timing has not been good, in that we have had COVID-19, which has interfered with budgets. Budgets have been diverted, they have been cut. But the Minister of Finance, even His Excellency himself, has set the older persons as a priority. We think as we go along, that amount will be increased, and the age will be lowered to about 70, because we have realized that that money helps a lot. Government, through the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, calls upon all Ugandans to desist from any acts of abuse to older persons, but treat them with respect, dignity.